Hi everyone, Anthony Morganti here. Yesterday I was using Lightroom Classic and it was running extremely slow. I would click on an image and the cursor would turn into that spinning colored wheel, and it seemed like it took forever until the image was displayed. Then when I jumped over to the Develop module to actually edit an image, Lightroom Classic came up with an error telling me that there was a problem with the catalog and Lightroom Classic would need to restart. Once it restarted, it came up with another error telling me that my catalog was corrupted and it would need to be fixed. And it had a button there that I pressed to continue with the fix. Well, fortunately for me, it was able to fix my catalog. And since then, Lightroom Classic has been running fine. But it got me to thinking, what would have happened if I wasn't able to fix my catalog? Well, I would have had to create a brand new catalog that was empty, then import all of my images from my hard drive into that catalog. The thing though, with Lightroom Classic's default settings, I would have lost all my edits. Now I have tens and thousands of images and thousands of edits, so thousands of edits would have been lost. Hours and hours of work would have been lost. But there is a catalog setting that you could change that would prevent this from happening. And I changed that setting a long time ago. So if in fact Lightroom Classic wasn't able to fix my catalog, I would have created a brand new catalog, re-imported all of my images into that new catalog, and all of my edits would have been there. Now in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to do a little demonstration. Now, for this example, I'm not going to delete my entire catalog and then create a new one and then import the images in it, but I am going to delete an entire folder of images just to show you exactly what I mean and what you could do so this doesn't happen to you. I have 7 images in this folder that I just called noise. I probably was doing a video on noise reduction applications and put a number of noisy images into this folder. Now this folder has 7 images. You'll notice some of them have 5-star ratings, some of them have color labels, some of them have favorite or pick flags, and some of them are unedited with no flags at all. So what we're going to do for this demonstration is I'm going to delete all these images. So I'm going to click on that first one, hold the Shift key down, click on the last one. Then I'm going to right click on any of them and I'm going to go down to Remove Photos. Now, I'm not going to delete them from the disk. I'm just going to remove them from Lightroom because this is similar to what would happen if you had to create a new catalog. Your new catalog's empty, but your images are still on your hard drive. Then I'm actually going to delete the folder too. So I'm going to right click on the folder noise and I'm going to remove that. So I got rid of the folder. I got rid of everything. All right. Now, if this happened to you and you lost your entire catalog, all you need to do is import all those images. Now I'm just going to re-import that single folder to show you what I'm talking about. So we'll go to import. And on the left-hand side, we're going to navigate to that folder. It's right here, noise. Now, if you lost your entire catalog, you don't have to import every single folder individually. Just click on the root folder. My root folder I called Lightroom. So I would click on this Lightroom folder. All the images would be here. I just import those and it would keep the file structure. So you won't lose your file structure. So I'm just going to click on this single folder noise. I have the 7 images. We're going to add them. So go up here, make sure you click on add. So when you add them, it's going to leave them exactly where they are. It's not going to move them to another spot on your computer. And then if you don't want to import suspected duplicates, make sure you click that. Either way, there's nothing else you need to do. So we're just going to do these 7 images and click on import. Now, once you do that, you'll notice that once I scroll down, that noise folder is there again. And our 7 images are there again. And you'll also notice that our favorite flags are there, our star ratings are there, and our color labels are there. And most importantly, if I go over to the Develop module, you'll notice that our edits are there. For this image of the tiger, I did some basic editing. I did some detail. Noise reduction specifically. I went to effects and I did a vignette. I did some masking. I did something with the remove tool. Specifically, what I did with the remove tool is there was a piece of grass up in the face of the tiger. See, I got rid of that. So all my edits are there, every single edit, even those masking and eraser edits. They're all there. They all came with it. Now, this isn't perfect. If you have images that were in a collection, your collection information is stored in the catalog. So if you lost your entire catalog, you would lose your collections. So you would have to create new collections. So that is one thing. The other thing is it only saves favorite flags for some reason. It doesn't save reject flags. So if you have any reject flags, those won't come with it. You'll have to re-reject your images. Now that doesn't apply to me because if I do reject an image, that means I'm deleting it and then I delete it and it's gone. So I think if I went through my catalog right now, all 40,000, whatever it is, images, I don't think I'd find any reject flags anyway. But maybe you do. So it's only got 11,000 in this one, in this catalog. But anyway, I don't have that many, I don't have any rejects there. The other thing is if I go back to develop, you lose your history. So if I go to history now, you'll see there's nothing there. You're going to lose the history on every single image from just that. Now, supposedly you lose snapshots too, but apparently I didn't on this one. At least that I've read you lose snapshots, but you saw in that one I had a snapshot, so it didn't lose it. So take that for what it's worth. Maybe you'll lose snapshots as well. So you're going to lose reject flags. You're going to lose your actual editing history. As you can see, there's no editing history anymore. And you're going to lose maybe snapshots and collections. So they won't be in collections. Now, what setting am I talking about that you need to change? Because by default, this setting is going to be off. So what you need to do is go to Catalog Settings. On a Mac, it's under the Lightroom Classic menu. On a PC, I believe it's under the Edit menu. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. We'll go to Catalog Settings, and you want to go to Metadata. And there's actually two different checkboxes. By default, this will be off. Automatically write changes into sidecar files. Those are XMP and ACR files. That's Adobe Camera Raw files. Make sure you check that. By default, it will be off. I also believe that this one in the middle, include develop settings and metadata inside of JPEG, TIFF, PNG, and PSD files. I believe by default that's off as well. Make sure you check that so that if you edited a JPEG file or a PNG or TIFF or anything like that other than a RAW file, that those edits are stored in those files. Now it makes Lightroom destructive for those type of files, but I think that's a trade-off I'm willing to take. Hopefully you are too, because then you won't lose those edits. So make sure you check those both. Those are very important to make sure that you don't lose your edits. And again, by default, this bottom one automatically write changes into sidecar files. That's off. And I believe this middle one is too. So make sure you check both of those. Now, once you do, what will happen is Lightroom Classic will store your edits in the catalog as it always does. But it will also create these sidecar files and your edits, these flags, these star ratings, the color labels, they'll be in the sidecar files as well. And what I mean by that is if I minimize this, if I go over to my hard drive where I have Lightroom, and I go to, let's say, that noise folder here, you'll notice that like for this Nikon RAW file, there is a sidecar file, a .xmp, and there is an Adobe Camera Raw sidecar file as well. So you have these sidecar files. You'll notice they're very small. The XMP file is 107 kilobytes. The Adobe Camera Raw file is 5.6 megabytes, so that one's a little bigger. But the XMP files specifically are very small. Now the Adobe Camera Raw files, I believe that's the a lot of the AI stuff you're doing. If you're removing the grass like I did, and it's using AI to do that, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe those edits are stored in that type of file. You know, it's not all of the images have that type of file. Only this one does. I don't see any ACR. And this is the tiger where I had the grass, remember? So yeah, so those edits are there, and you'll notice that's going to make those files, specific files, are a little bigger, whereas compared to those XMP files, are super small. So most of your images are going to have the XMP files only. Some of them will have the XMP and the Adobe Camera Raw files, and again, those Adobe Camera Raw sidecar files are a little bigger. Now, the DNG files won't have any sidecar file because the actual edits are stored in those files. And if you had a JPEG, you had that one thing checked I talked about, JPEG, PSD, those other type PNG files, your edits will get inside of those files as well. So you won't have to worry about a sidecar file on those either. So that's it. That's a very important setting, a catalog setting that I suggest you change right now. Now, if you do change it now and you have several thousand images in your Lightroom catalog, it will take some time to create all those XMP files. And I'm not exactly sure how it does it, but I have noticed that if you click on a folder, it will start building the sidecar files for that folder. And if you go to close down Lightroom Classic, it will come up and say building or, writing metadata. And it will say, it will just tell you could close, and it will resume writing the metadata when you open Lightroom Classic again. So it might only build those sidecar files or write those sidecar files when you actually click on a folder of images. So you may have to click through your folders for it to get prompted to build those sidecar files. But once it does the sidecar files, then you're good to go. And again, I recommend you do it, because if for any reason your catalog becomes corrupted for some reason, or another scenario, you have a laptop or a MacBook and you have all your images on an external hard drive, and your MacBook or laptop gets stolen, and you still have your images though, you could then get a new MacBook or laptop and just plug in your hard drive and then create a new catalog and then import those images from that external hard drive, and all your edits will still be there along with all that other metadata we talked about. So hopefully this helps you avoid catastrophe. Thank you, everyone who watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.